And I'm like, okay, let's make this happen. Come on, champ, we can do this. Right? And I pull this thing out, and the dude and the chick starts doing her thing, and then she's like, she taps the little hole again, and I'm like, oh, she wants more money. Huh. And then all of a sudden the little thing goes fuzzy. I'm like, oh, I gotta put in another coin. So I put in another coin, and the thing goes clear again, and I take $5 and I put it in there. She's like, oh yeah, blah blah. And she pulls off her bottoms. I'm like, oh. Everything that you could think was going wrong down there was going wrong. If your armpits are ashy, then she does one of these on me. She's like, pretend you're me, and she's like, oh yeah, puts her little leg on. Holy shit! And here I am, I'm like, oh my god! I can't believe I'm doing this. And she's sitting there and she's whirling around, whirling her junk, and Usher's playing in the background. And I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe this. And I finished, because that's what you do in these things. And I finished, and the thing goes clear, and she's like, alright, hon, it was nice seeing you. And I'm like, oh my god, I gotta get out of here. I barely grab the little latch, and I'm like, ooh, and I kick my way out of there, and I scramble out of the place, and the guy's like, oh. Like a little monster looking like Jabba the Hutt, right? Scurry my way out of there, and I hop in my car, and I go home, and I tell my friends the story. I'm like, oh my god, it was traumatic. I couldn't believe it. I'm going back. And I went back. You want to know why? Because the small part of me is a little messed up, alright? And so I went back a few more times because it was ridiculous. And then one time I brought my friend Adam, and he walked in and literally turned around and was like, I'm going to wait in the car. Sat in the car while I went in there and went into this booth. And so it's funny, and then you know what's funny is that I didn't go for a few years, and I went and I drove down there to see if it was there, and I wanted to go show one of my ex-girlfriends, and it was gone. They had destroyed it, and now it's just this gravel lot. And I'm like, oh man, I'm so bummed that they took this out, because that thing had been there since the 60s, like my mom told me. And I'm so bummed they just destroyed it a few years ago, so it's not even there anymore, and I'm so bummed about it. But that's my story about the pink garage.